Hey, I'm Rob. Welcome back to PhotoBite. Today we have some new little tripods from Benro. They seem to be taking the idea of a KoalaPod and turning it on its head. KoalaPods and other flexible tripods are great for when you're roughing it and you need a really quick way to mount your camera or phone by wrapping it around a pole, for example. But they do fall a bit short when you do have a flat surface to work with. But this one here is the TablePod Flex from Benro, and it's both a flexible and a rigid tripod. And by association, we have the KoalaPod here as well. First of all, let's start off with the Flex side of things. Now, with the name KoalaPod, it's no secret what this is trying to compete with. But this is Benro's take on the flexible mini tripod. Whereas the traditional KoalaPod from Joby uses this socketed joint style, whereas Benro has gone for this malleable wire encased in this super grippy rubberized exterior. This does make me question the lifespan of the legs a little bit, as I can see with enough bends the wire inside breaking, but Benro seems to be aware of this as well by including accessories to extend the lifespan of the legs while also giving you a stronger and more secure grip. The KoalaPod itself does come with a cheaper plastic ball head, and it tightens using this blue ring, which is fine for mounting your phone or camera. But with the KoalaPod out of the way, let's take a look at the main event, shall we? The Benro TablePod Pro. At first glance, the TablePod Pro seems to be just a mini version of one of their photo tripods, just like this one I have here. Fully complete with an excellent, fully featured ball head, completely made out of metal, 3 levels of locking leg spreadiness, and some extra screw mounts on the sides. Using the included Arca Swiss style plate, you can use either a small mirrorless camera or a smartphone. The legs are carbon fiber, meaning that it's very light and super sturdy. But where the magic happens is when you screw off the feet. Hidden inside are 3 of the flex legs, just like we saw earlier with the KoalaPod. They can be screwed onto the bottom to create this hybrid design of both rigid and flexible tripod. But obviously this is just one of many ways you could attach these, as it is designed to be fully modular. For example, I've even seen it being used as a makeshift monopod for extra height. With some extra legs, you can attach them to the screw holes on the sides, which can be great for holding things like microphones and lights, which can be super helpful, especially if you're using a phone. You could probably imagine how versatile this little tripod could be. When packed away, the size is also super small. You wouldn't have a problem putting it into any bag, or maybe even in your pocket. It's only about 12 inches tall when packed down fully, and only weighs around 0.43 kilograms. The maximum payload seems to be around 1.5 kilograms, so you're not going to be putting any really heavy rigs on top of it, but it's definitely aimed more towards smaller mirrorless cameras and smartphones. And as I mentioned earlier, they do include a couple of nice accessories that slip on and around the legs for a more secure hold. Not that the grip feels insecure without them, but they say it does prolong the lifespan of the stretchy legs. Now, if you've used any of Benro's products before, you will know the build quality is very nice. The materials and machining are very high quality. However, with my time with the legs, I think the tolerances may be a little tight. Let me explain. It's easy enough to use. You screw off the foot and the leg comes out. You then screw off the foot off the koala leg and put it back onto the carbon fiber leg. This then gives you a hole to screw into. Now, if you're not paying too much attention when it comes to putting the flex legs away, if you forget to put the foot back onto the flex leg before pushing it back inside, it's very likely it will get stuck. I did this in my first experience with the tripod, and the only way I could figure out how to get it out was by shoving something very small and tiny into the air hole at the top of the carbon fiber leg. During all this commotion, one of the feet also got screwed in a little too tight. No matter how hard I twisted, the rubber just kept slipping on the foot, and all I had to grab onto otherwise was the metal thread. Now, it was a quick fix as I just got a pair of pliers and it did come loose. This might be slightly down to user error, but I couldn't find any information on the steps on any of the documentation or on Benro's own videos. So it could happen to anyone. So let's call this a public service announcement for those who do pick this product up to be aware, unless I'm just really dumb and I'm the only person that's had these issues. The KoalaPod comes in at just £35 for just the tripod and ball head. Or if you want the phone mount with it, it will cost you an extra tenner. However, the TablePod Pro Flex is a bit pricier, coming in at about £140. which is most likely due to the quality of materials used. Carbon fiber ain't cheap, but if you want to add to your flexi kit for either of these models, you can buy additional koala legs for just £9 a pop. Or they do use a standard mounting thread, so if you wanted to just get some legs to use in your existing accessories, you could do that as well if you wanted to. In the end, Benro is trying to make quite a modular system here, and I can see these being useful in other situations as well. In the end, Benro is definitely bringing innovation to the flexible mini tripod space, bringing some great new ideas to an already very popular type of product. The KoalaPod and Flexi legs can definitely be contorted and wrapped around things more tightly than a traditional GorillaPod. The locking rings are also a great idea for peace of mind, so you're less scared of your camera falling off a railing onto the ground. And mixing the Flexi legs with a more traditional rigid tripod with great carbon fiber build quality and a decent head creates nearly endless amounts of versatility, albeit at a bit of a hefty price. But that's just been my look at the new Benro KoalaPod and TablePod Pro. Let me know what you think of the tripods in the comments below. I've been Rob, this has been PhotoBite. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.